Hey everybody, my name's Nick, and you're watching In the Nick of Time. On today's episode, a Seiko 5 Sports reissue from 1968 that I think is the best Seiko release of 2023. Let's get into it. Before we talk about the watch itself, let's take a look at the packaging. Now this is a special release from Seiko, and as such, you get a little bit special packaging. Open up the outer box, and you get a red Seiko 5 Sports box. Seiko tells us this is the box that it was sold in 1968. This is the box of what it came in. And I believe them, it looks gorgeous. Let's take off the sleeve, open this up, and reveal the best watch that Seiko released in 2023. First, let's talk about the dimensions. The Seiko 5 Sports reissue has a case dimension of 39.5 millimeters. The lug-to-lug, 43.1. Very short lug-to-lug should fit on a variety of wrists. It's 12.5 millimeters thick. The distance between the lugs is 20 millimeters. And the weight is 150 grams. Let's talk about some specs. The watch is 316L stainless steel with an aluminum bezel insert. It is bidirectional, friction rotation only, so no clicks. We've got a push-pull ground down at the 4. It's a screw-in caseback. We got curved hardlex crystal. The movement's a 4R36 day-date movement, which is auto, hand wind, and hackable. It's got a 40-hour power reserve. We've got LumiBrite on the pip at 12 and the hands and the markers throughout the dial. And it's rated down to 10 bar, 100 meters of water resist. Now let's talk about the case. This is a reissue of the first Seiko 5 Sports watch from 1968. It's got brushing on the top, polishing on the sides with drilled lugs. Let's talk about this beautiful dial. We have the original Seiko 5 Sports Shield up at 12 o'clock. We have a day date at 3. We have applied hour markers around the dial. They're all LumiBrite filled. We have the blue sports text along with automatic 24 joule and 10 bar water resist down at the 6 o'clock. We have a contrasting minute track around the outside of the watch. And as far as the handset goes, we'll go ahead and zoom in. We've got silver handset with facet down the middle with polished and brushed that plays with the light very nice. And a beautiful red seconds hand. The bezel is black aluminum. We've got a coin edging to the side of the bezel. It's friction based, bi-directional. We've got minute markers 0 to 60 all the way around the bezel with numerals at the 5s. And because it's friction based, you can line it up perfectly with the marker at 12. All right, let's look at the caseback. This caseback is screw-in, which helps with the 100 meters of water resist. We've just got a plain Seiko logo in the middle, usual spec sheet around the outside, and because it is a limited edition, you actually get a serialized number out of the 15,555 pieces. All right, let's look at this bracelet. It's a bandolier style, solid end link, solid link bracelet. It is just a pressed clasp, both upper and lower. We do have the Seiko branding there on the bracelet, which is nice. And it's size with pins, no collars. Okay, so what are the pros of this watch? The first is the vintage design of the case. Straight out of 1968, I think Seiko hit a home run with the design. The size at under 40 millimeters with a short compact lug-to-lug is going to fit the variety of wrists. The day date is done very, very well at the 3 o'clock. And the bracelet even adds to that vintage aesthetic. I love the distortions that the hardlex glass gives the dial at certain angles. And the fact that it's 100 meters of water resist means you can wear it every day and not worry about it getting wet. And what are the cons of this watch? Well, the first, although I like the distortion of the Hardlex crystal, it is only Hardlex, so it could scratch. This crown over here at 4 o'clock, it's just too small. It's very hard to set the hands. It's very hard to hand wind. But because it's recessed into the case like that, it makes bashing it around a little bit easier. You're not going to damage the crown. It is a stamped clasp with only 2 levels of micro adjust. So for a limited edition, I wish Seiko would have put a little bit of a nicer clasp on it. And although you can line it up to the 12 o'clock position really nice, this friction bezel, it lacks the clicks of a normal dive time bezel. All right, what are my final thoughts on this piece? I think Seiko hit a home run with this one. Bringing this case shape back from 1968, I think opens up Seiko to re-releasing a lot of other watches here in the near future, like a Pogue chronograph. Now, this watch in particular stayed very true to its 1968 aesthetics. And that is one of my favorite things about this watch. I do love the way the bracelet looks, and it is very comfortable. However, I do wish it had that milled clasp. Now, price. For this Seiko special edition, they're asking $415 US. You might be able to find it for less than that, but right around that $400 price point, I think is a great price for a Seiko special edition, limited to only 15,555 pieces. It is made in Japan, so you get that quality, and it looks absolutely amazing on wrist. So speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a wrist shot. And here it is on wrist. Now I have a 7-inch wrist for your reference. And as you can see, this case shape, the compact lug-to-lug, and this beautiful bracelet, I think make it a vintage, stunning piece. You can wear it with jeans and a t-shirt. You can wear it with a suit. It's got enough polish to look nice. And that beautiful domed Hardlex. It's a beautiful addition to anybody's watch collection. And before we get out of here, let's go ahead and shut off this light so we can get a lume shot. Beautiful green lume on all the markers, the hands, and that lume pip up at the 12. That does it for today's video, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button. Hit the bell notification icon so you'll be alerted anytime I add new videos. And I'll see you in the nick of time.